And also I had found my footing. I'd made the kind of brave move of moving to New York with...
So brave, yes.
Off. Fuck off. Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hello.
So excited to talk with you for an hour as though no one out there were listening.
Yes, let's go.
Dance like no one's dancing. Talk like
no one's...
Dance
like no one's watching. Dance like nobody's dancing. I guess you could do that, too, if you want to be one of those obnoxious people that gets out on the dance floor first and does the, like, clap, and they're trying to be all sexy. It's usually, like, a woman in her, like, late 40s.
Whoa.
That has, like...
Whoa.
No, I'm painting a real picture.
Because you know who I think of is Cody Brown from Sister Wives.
He dances?
There's a whole episode dedicated to how, like, he dances so hard.
Good for him. That's cool. I didn't know that about him.
His wives don't like... His ex-wives and his wife don't like it.
There's this kind of dancing, and it's actually not 47-year-olds. It's later, and it's like... It's almost like 60-year-olds, and I can vision it, and it's got this, like, slow move when there's no one else out there. It's usually a couple.
You're dancing how you dance. Like, the way you were just doing that is exactly how you dance.
Like this? Well, maybe that's why it triggers me so much when I see it, because it's like...
It's something in yourself that you don't like to see. No, I'm talking about the people, you know, back in dance classes where there's always the one person, and sometimes it might have been me, who's just going too big. And it's almost like someone who can't control the volume of their voice.
No, it's not that.
But
they just want the attention. It's it's craving attention.
There's something about, like, your physical body not being, like, once you start to release the dance...
Like, not at all. This is, like, not believable at all. It's all those people. You're trying to say, like, you can't control it, especially if it's in a scenario where other people aren't dancing yet, where you're going to start the party. But if you're going so hard, you just want attention. And if you're in a dance class and you're going bigger than everyone else, you want attention.
Okay, I want to ask if anyone's listening, but I want to circle back to this.
Fine. Yes. Reese on Spotify is listening, and a bunch of other people on this similar topic were listening. But Reese says, you guys need to watch Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Ooh.
Best below deck ever. The sailing aspect is fun. Also need to hear your opinion on a very important type of crew member you didn't mention, the chef. I just wanted to say thank you to Reese and to everybody else that shares our excitement about entering the Below Deck world.
A stratosphere.
We watched all of Below Deck Season 2, and we started Season 3, and I gotta say, we're stuck in Season 3. We can't pivot because the trailer, like the teasers they've had, are so bonkers. We're only 2 episodes in.
Shout out to the editors. Once again, reality TV, like...
Lives and dies.
Lives and dies by the editors.
And the personalities.
Well...
Yes,
but, you know, there's some personalities on there that are pretty, like, buttoned up. And they still read because of the editing.
Love it. But so I do want to say this. We're going to get through Season 3, but maybe we'll go right with you, Reese. But we do know that this is a huge world. Mm-hmm. And I personally, and I think you might agree, I would love to know, where do we go next in this world?
Yeah.
Do we keep staying on Below Deck and just go Season 4 and, like, get caught up? Or are we splintering off into sailing? Or do I dare say Mediterranean? I don't know, but we'll listen to the audience.
Yes. Now... Speaking of being too big, on Season 3, and we should talk about this on the podcast that we're going to never create called Above Board, where we dedicate it to.
But let's talk about a 2015 show right now that maybe one person will give a shit about our opinion right now.
Well, I don't even know her name, so I can't even, but there is...
Even better.
There is someone on this season who cannot control how big her personality is.
Yes.
And it feels...
Rocky.
God love her, but it feels chaotic and so big, and it's very similar to the dance
Let's
thing.
get into it. It's perfect.
Perfect segue. Okay, my first question for you, because you were not a big dancer.
No.
Now, back when you and I were first dating and you had an alcohol problem,
I was just more fun then.
you You were a problematic.
Okay, we do not need to get into that
bad
part.
Boy. You were a
Fair
bad,
enough, but
bad boy.
We don't need to go there now.
Okay.
Let's stick with the dancing.
But you would break out into dancing, and it would be very big. And like one of the first times we went out together, you got into a dance-off at a bar.
Yeah.
With a guy. I mean, it was very like West Side Story. It was like when you're a jet, you're a jet.
I would do the thing where you jump on the chair and it would tilt down.
You, for your big piece to resist. Like, you were having a literal dance-off with this guy.
And guess what? I wanted attention. Clearly, I wanted attention.
Well, was all of your alcoholic antics about attention?
No, probably not all of them. But I think that one.
Well, that one, can I say, for the big finale, you know, you had your back and forth, like, kind of dance-off situation with this guy.
Sure.
People started backing up and, like, making a circle around you because your movements were becoming pretty big and wild, and you would, like, throw in something that was surprising. And then for your big ending thing, you grabbed a chair, you put it in the middle of the room, and I like cannot believe you did this without murdering yourself. You dove over the chair and into like a somersault type thing.
You know, it's like I have that memory too, but I wonder if we're giving it more.
No. It was bananas, and like I do reflect on that time, and I go, wow, I stayed with that person. Yeah. Like, I saw it through.
Yeah. It's a horrible PSA. It is like a horrible advice to give anyone. Like, you saying this is like potentially damaging to people.
I love that.
Because in most cases, I think the best move is to not stay with or entertain anybody with that sort of behavior.
I mean, think about our children. If our kids came to us and said, hey, I'm dating a guy. He's a musician. Like, oh, is he? No, he's just playing like little local clubs with his duo. And, you know, one of his songs he's putting out is Eat, Pray, Fuck. And
I'm listening.
He lives in an apartment. It's like he doesn't have a bed. He sleeps on a mattress on the floor.
A futon.
Oh,
big difference.
No, it's worse. It's actually worse. He smokes 2 packs a day. He gets a little. He's really fun, but he gets a little wild at night. And
are you gonna have to change your underwear after this description? Are we going to have to pause for a minute?
But what would we say? We would be like...
You can't... That's not enough to go by. You know what I mean? Like, and even the setup doesn't make sense.
Well, it is interesting that, like...
We could have the conversation if we... Let's say college times, okay? College isn't that great. Let's say it is like us. It's... Our kids graduate and they move to New York. And it's like we go visit them and we meet this guy. You and I could have the conversation afterwards and be like, oh boy, I don't know.
Well, do you know what's interesting? The person I dated seriously before you that I lived with, who was the guy, and then I found his wedding album after living with him for a year.
He looked like Tom Cruise had a pretty huge hog, right?
No.
Okay, that was a test.
Okay.
I wanted, because I knew that if he did, you probably would have just been like, yeah, he did.
No. Yeah, of course. He did look like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It
was an average hog. I don't want us to be like, make it seem, because I know he's a listener and I don't want him, you know what I mean?
Sure fucking hope not.
Well, that's not very nice.
I'm comfortable being not nice about this person.
Because he didn't tell you about that he was wedded.
Well, he was a compulsive liar. Now, I also
that might be hard for him to hear, too. So let's take it easy on this gentleman.
I have empathy for him because, you know, I wish him well. Like, I don't wish him, but I also feel like I can speak my truth, which is and also just like life, you know, I had lost my family and I was desperate for someone. But on paper, he had all the makings of like potential, and I saw the potential in him, and he was like a tennis pro.
Let's be honest, way more potential on paper than me.
That's the point I'm trying to get to. That's the point. That's the very point I'm making.
Got it. That's why vibes are so important. That's why it's all about the vibes.
You were right, because my sister, whose opinion I respect and value so much, never liked him. And that should have been a red flag. And it was difficult. Like, I knew it. And it wasn't that she had nothing against him. She didn't like us as a fit. And also, when I was with him, I don't know if it was due to the lying. I was also very depressed because of losing my parents and figuring out who I was. But because he was also pursuing acting and he had this habit of like aggrandizing all of his accomplishments, I felt so dimmed. Like, I felt like I wasn't myself around him. He didn't appreciate, like, we didn't share a sense of humor at all. So I didn't feel funny around him, which you can imagine was tough. But on paper, had all the makings of like a great partner and success, and to the degree that he'd already been married. Someone else already like locked that down. Yeah. Well, my sister, this is all to say, who I think looked upon me as a little sister. We don't have parents, who I think wanted to be protective and wanted me to be set up for success.
Sure.
Met you with all of the things on paper I just listed.
Yeah.
And fucking loved you.
But you...
And it changed her relationship with me.
Hold on.
Immediately.
I think you might be putting on rose-colored glasses a little bit. I'm sure...
I could read it.
I'm sure your sister liked me, but I bet, and we could ask her someday, when she first met me, you had also moved to New York, and she might have also thought like, she probably didn't think there was any chance that we were going to go the distance. She probably thought like, this is a fun thing for Elizabeth, and liked me, right? But I bet if it was like on paper, the first time she met me, if you were like, and we're getting married, she probably would have been way more protective.
I mean, at one point she could tell it was getting serious, and she still liked you.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I mean, it's really funny looking back on that I did kind of step in at one point. I think at some point along the way, when I knew it was getting serious, I made clear I did not want to be with a smoker forever, right? There were two things I wanted to change about you. And my answer for some of your behavior and stuff was, this is so insane. I need you to stop drinking brown liquor.
Well, listen, and you got what you wanted. I stopped smoking and I stopped drinking brown liquor, and then things were sort of smooth sailing for you after that.
Yeah, but why? How did I decide brown liquor?
Well, because I was a bad boy when I drank brown liquor.
You really were.
Yeah.
But anyway, the difference is, looking back on that, the guy before you who I lived with.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have sex?
Never. I really did look at I was looking hard and long at his potential. And when
that went tits up, the next person in line, you're like, potential.
No. Well, no.
It doesn't matter. Who cares about potential?
Can I tell you something?
Go vibes.
I know you're joking about this, but when I dated you, because we did have a connection and because I felt so much more myself with you, and also I had found my footing, I'd made the kind of brave move of moving to New York with...
So brave, yes.
Fuck off. Fuck off. It was brave. It was on a whim. My friend called me and said, I'm moving there. Do you want to move there? Fuck yeah. Take me.
Wow. Go on. Let's not get off track.
And so I moved there and kind of was finding and had a new group of really tight friends and was finding out who I was. And so it was more about what's my potential than what is his potential.
Oh, God, you really are about to become a self-help coach. This is like...
No, but it's true. I was more about being in the present with you. Now, there were certain things that I thought, if I am going to marry this person at some point, that would be a deal breaker. Smoking.
Hold on. And I'll take this to my grave, I bet I could have gotten you to marry me and me still smoke. I think you could have rolled over on it, especially because you grew up in like St. Louis where like all the dads smoked.
My dad smoked.
Your dad smoked, but all the dads smoked.
Until he didn't. He stopped at one point.
But I don't think that is like the biggest deal breaker that you say it is. And like, I won't hear any other way about it. You could never convince me.
I mean, maybe to start with, but eventually, I mean, now, like, there's no world I would be with you. There's no world I would have had a child around a smoker. I'm sorry. There's just not. And now, knowing
we'll never
what we
know.
know now.
We will never know.
Okay. You just brought up a memory for me. In my childhood bedroom in St. Louis, I was in high school. I was probably like 15, and I had gotten a, what's that called? Where you call and leave a message, an answering machine for my dedicated phone line in my house for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my answering machine, and I remember setting up my outgoing message. And at the time, my dad lived in Houston and commuted, sort of. No, he did. I'm sure that was really challenging for them. He had to commute back and forth during weekends to take this job in Houston, all so that I could stay in the same high school with my friends and finish out high school. A lot of sacrifices my parents made for me.
Are you worried that he's listening as well, like your ex?
Well, I think he is. I mean, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
And
yes,
he had smoked. Now, I don't remember when he quit, how he quit, but it was a source of contention in my parents' marriage for sure.
Mm-hmm. By the way, you should stop smoking.
You cannot keep those in. So loud. I mean, this might be, I have asthma. It might be because I grew up around smoking.
Maybe.
There's science.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my mom had found cigarettes or found out that I smoked.
Oh, okay.
And had told him. And I remember so clearly my white wicker furniture, the answering machine on top of my dresser, playing a message that was so devastating because he was so sad. Saying that he knows that I've been smoking. He's very disappointed in me. But in the message, I could hear how disappointed he was in him for setting such a bad example.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause for a second. Are you telling me now?
Yeah.
Looking back, you could hear that. Or are you telling me 15-year-old Elizabeth was self-aware then and like emotionally intelligent then to read between the lines then that he was disappointed in himself?
I don't know, and I can't answer that honestly.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I do know that it stood out to me as a message. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot through this. It's like kicking something up for me.
Yeah.
I do know that it was a message that stood out upon reflection where I was like, whoa, Dad's getting really emotional. And it's not his usual anger mode of like, I
go there.
Your mom told me that I can't even do it. I mean, and he didn't even have to say anything. He radiated anger. If he was upset, like you knew
I told you to wipe the dog's feet after, like, there's paw prints all over the kitchen floor. Why didn't you wipe Daisy's feet?
Yeah, why did you unplug Daisy's electric fence?
That's a good one.
She got hit.
That's a bad one. Okay. So that's all to say. Something about this had to do with dancing and wanting attention.
Oh my God.
Right?
Okay, here's my question that I never got to.
Yeah.
Do you believe that emotions are stored in your body?
What? What?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to ask me?
Uh-huh.
Why? How is that? Let me answer, because I don't want to go on another tangent. Let me just answer. Make the question a little bit more explicit.
Do you believe that emotions are stored in the body?
That's exactly what you just said. I said make it a little bit more explicit.
Do you believe that releasing things in your body can release emotions?
Still confused. Are they stored in your body?
Okay, here's a great example. I believe that I store a lot of emotional junk in my jaw and my hips. No, and actually it's really, we've talked about this.
Emotional junk in your jaw and your hips?
Yes, and for women, hips is typically a very...
Well, they don't lie. The hips don't lie.
They don't. But even childbirth, like opening up, and it is linked to sex, yes, because, I can only get going if my jaw's relaxed. It's true. And like
we have systems in place to get that jaw relaxed.
No, and childbirth, like opening up.
Okay.
Opening up, like, so stretching out your hips. If your hips are really tight, sometimes like a hip release can bring up really intense emotions. And people who do body work.
Right. Oh my God. I know what you're saying, but God, you're starting to like really sound like a life coach.
Great. Maybe it'll be another source of income.
No, never.
No?
I forbid it. Okay. Can they be stored in your body? Sure. Emotions. Yes. And do they pile up? Sure. People holding stuff in. Is that a similar thing, sort of? Yes. I think that's or I think it has an effect on how you feel physically. It can.
So take this woman on Below Deck and her personality. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she can control it.
Okay.
Would you agree with me?
Well, it's her personality, and yes, but let's just move back to dancing. You saying that you're dancing on a dance floor or in a dance class and that you can't control it. You're saying in that scenario you can't control it?
Dance class is tough if you're a trained dancer, but I'm saying for people like Cody Brown, one of the patriarch of the hit show on the Learning Channel, Sister Wives, like he does want attention. But I think that there are some people that they get out there, and once they
open the tap
to dance, especially if no one else is dancing.
Yeah.
You have to take down some walls and be vulnerable a little bit.
Okay.
And once that tap is open, like there's no control over the expression for some people.
Okay. Maybe that I'm open to that possibility.
Thank you.
It's not, I don't think of that for you though.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's just like attention or like just trying something out.
Yeah.
But I love dancing. Andy.
Yeah.
Here's the hard thing about shopping for your friends.
Tell me.
Especially on a website like quince.com.
Oh, yeah. There's too much.
You want it all for yourself.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So you buy one for them, you buy one for you. Well, great news. The price is right. So go crazy. I have recently bought this amazing, very cute coat that has like a built-in kind of wrap thing that I am so excited to rock and pull out and drop your jaw.
It's going to be your winter stunner.
It's my winter stunner.
Nice.
Yes. And I have a beautiful new red cashmere sweater.
Love it.
I'm wearing all the time. And I can't tell you how much I love it. And I also am always on quince.com looking at, we're in the market for a new couch even.
Yes.
But I am supposed to be looking for gifts for my friends, and the choices are enormous. So you're going to find something for every person on your list, whether it's a scarf or a sweater or some beautiful table linens, they've got you covered. So find gifts so good, you'll want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/NLR for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/NLR to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/NLR.
Okay, wait. I wanted to tell you about something that this is very similar. I clicked on an article about a new study about when our brains develop.
Oh, yes.
And there's a new study that it says basically there are 5 major periods. And it's not that it's not consistent like a ramp going up.
Yeah.
That you're in these periods and then it ramps up. So you can be...
You plateau.
Yes.
Then you jump. I mean, it's kind of like the cellular aging that happens.
Is that a thing too?
Yeah, they say there are 2 times in your life where you really age quickly for a year or 2.
That makes sense. Okay, so it says there's 5 major periods or epochs. separated by 4 important turning points. And they happen at age 9, 32, 66, and 83.
Wow.
Now, some of this stuff you and I won't really understand.
Where was this printed?
I have a link.
What publication?
I saw this on The Guardian and I think Cambridge. I think it's a Cambridge study. Is Cambridge a thing?
Oh, yeah.
It is, right?
It is. It's a great, wonderful
establishment,
intellectual
university
hub. Yes, in the UK.
Okay. Childhood, birth to 9 years. That's one window. And that says network consolidation, synapse count is whittled down, pruning, gray and white matter grows rapidly.
Yep.
That's your brain. Cortical thickness peaks and folding stabilizes. Wiring efficiency decreases.
Okay. I understand all of this.
Really?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Now, this is the one where I was like, whoa, but I think if we zoom out, it makes a lot of sense. The next phase, adolescence, is from 9 to 32.
Whoa.
Yeah. White matter volume continues to grow. Communication networks are refined. Efficiency of connections increases across the whole brain related to enhanced cognitive performance. Now, what I think is interesting about this, and I feel like I've read studies about women versus men too, but that like men are much later, sort of, and maybe that's not the case. But this does make sense. It's like you still are kind of a dipshit as adolescence till you're 30.
Yeah. And that's your Saturn return.
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay. But isn't that interesting where I think most people are thinking like, no, in my mid-20s, like I'm more of an adult. Obviously, you are an adult.
I do think upon reflection, I mean, I know this isn't true for everyone.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before, looking back on that time in your 20s and everyone's like partying, everyone's wild, everyone's pulling chairs out and doing somersaults and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a point in time where you are kind of stepping into a mature version of yourself.
Yeah.
And the people who are continuing to do that, you start to look at them with maybe pity or like, oh, they have a problem.
If we're talking about substances and stuff, sure. Or lifestyles.
Yes, like, oh, he's still couch surfing.
Sure.
When I now have, a really nice apartment and a
Good
partner.
For you. Nice.
So it is interesting looking at that. I think I would say 32 is, we had a huge transition at 32.
For sure. I mean, my 30th birthday, we literally had an Edward 40 hands party.
Yes.
And then 2 years later, are we having babies? Are getting close to having babies?
Starting to try.
And
that's
serious.
when we had moved to LA and we were taking our careers much more seriously and like trying to step into whatever the adult path we were trying to get on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, next is adult mode. And that's what you and me are in right now. That's 32 to 66. It's the longest era. And it's the strongest overall shift in trajectory seen around age 32. Brain architecture appears to stabilize compared to previous phases. Brain regions become more compartmentalized. So I guess things just start like settling and we become who we are and forever will be, I guess. Right?
I'm really curious what comes next.
Yeah.
Because I have thoughts on that.
Okay. So next is early aging, 66 to 83, defined by the start of decreasing brain connectivity. Related to aging and white matter degeneration.
Yes.
This is a scary zone for me because I'm already, as you know, so worried about my memory and stuff like that. Me losing, brain connectivity. I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, there are definitely things that we can be doing to support brain health, and we should look into those more. It's really hard right now to decipher what's bullshit and what's a supplement being hawked. And like, I feel like coenzyme Q10 is coming to mind, and like
puzzles. Do crossword puzzles.
Doing brain elasticity exercises.
What's that mean?
I don't really know, but it sounds good. And then also, I just listened to this whole podcast. Now, it felt a little it's hard to tell if I'm doing confirmation bias because this is something that is challenging for me.
Okay.
But the idea that insulin in our bodies creates like waste, and that getting into ketosis, like ketones, cleans out the brain waste and can help keep your brain and just body and cells healthy. And it talks about mitochondria, which I'm really interested in. But as a vegetarian, doing like the idea of a keto diet is so triggering to me in terms of like...
Is that because it's mostly meat?
It's mostly just protein. I also am like really going to raise an eyebrow at anything that doesn't include fruit and vegetables to be part of a healthy diet. I think that's insane. And this type of diet is like, it's just protein. And
Is it like the caveman diet?
Yes, kind of. Yeah. Or like carnivorous diet or whatever those things are. So I'm really leery about it, but I'm curious how true the science is behind it about the brain stuff and all that jazz.
Okay, the last one is late aging.
Yeah.
83 plus, it just says. So I guess that's
just kind of turns into Jell-O.
It doesn't say that, but it does say it's defined by continued decreases in brain connectivity. I don't like that you said it just turns to Jell-O.
Well,
you think that's what's happening?
Yeah. No, I don't know, but it's interesting. I'm really glad that I think doctors are now talking about brain health more commonly. I mean, when we were growing up, the brain and the body seemed like two completely separate. You know, mental health wasn't even talked about for us. At our kids' physicals, our pediatrician was talking about how important it is to help create healthy brain pathways. So the, neural network that's being formed.
Okay.
And if there's anxieties or something like that, how it's so important to address it early.
Oh, that's great.
While it's all being formed, because those pathways, as you and I know, can get dug in really deep. And then it's like the deeper it gets dug in, that's neural elasticity, by the way, is trying to change those pathways. So right now, every time I have a catastrophic thought, this is an example. You take the kids out to go shopping, and I am already like envisioning hearing the knock at the door from the police officer who's going to tell me your whole family's gone. I pause now. I used to take that, ride it the whole way until you got home. Now I pause and I go, this is a catastrophic thought. We're going to reroute this, or I'm going to go do something else. I'm stopping it from creating this like trench.
That's great that you can.
But I mean, they still come up, but at least I'm trying to like.
And is it helpful though?
It is. Yes.
Well, that's the most important thing. That's
of course.
Great. All right. Well, that's that little thing. You mentioned something about raising an eyebrow that makes me want to tell you something else completely unrelated.
Great.
My new hairdresser, which that's complicated. It's always complicated leaving a hairdresser and starting with a new one and not letting the old one know that you're leaving. And then they're just always wondering what happened to you, maybe. That's difficult. I don't want to dwell on that right now.
Hear it on a podcast, and that's how they know that you've left.
Oh, that's a good point. One and done. So the new hairstylist.
Yeah.
Guess what she does at the end of every sesh?
Hair sesh.
Yeah.
She says a little prayer.
No. She says, you want me to do your eyebrows? And I say, the first time I said, what do you mean? She goes, I just get rid of the stragglers and whatnot. And I was like, yeah. So you haven't noticed yet, but my eyebrows be looking good.
They are looking good. And I will be honest, I haven't noticed, but I have noticed you've been looking good. And I can't help but think that this plays a role.
The eyebrows?
Yes.
Is the jaw loosening?
Gross. I don't want that to start being a thing.
You opened up the can of worms.
Jaw? That's good. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. It makes me feel like you're getting a whole picture.
And it takes a lot of trust because I don't want to mess up these thick,
Your moneymakers.
Moneymakers, yeah.
Yeah.
But I trust her. and she hasn't done me dirty yet.
You look great. You look very good going into the holiday season. It's the one time of year we have some things on the social calendar.
And I'll be wearing a black cardigan sweater to every single one of those things. But you're going to be like,
well, no, I mean,
cool
I don't know what I'm wearing, and it's a stress, but here we go.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, it's Christmas. The other day, we're driving.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Christmas hit comes on.
Which one?
Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Okay.
And on our car, when it comes up on Spotify, there is a photo of the album art.
Yeah.
And there is a woman standing there. And I was a passenger at this time, and the kids were in the back. I'd never really looked at the album art of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
But just like passing glance, I assumed it's a woman who's like in her 40s, but has this hairstyle of someone in her 60s. You know, it's an old-timey hairstyle. It came out, I think this came out in the 40s, maybe.
It came out in 1958.
Okay, so around 60.
It became a hit a couple years later, but it was released in 1958.
Okay, so
Brenda Lee is who you're
Brenda
looking for.
Lee is the image artwork, and I'm looking at her and I'm going, this is one of those things when you find out what the Golden Girls' real ages were.
Yeah.
And I mean, what were they? Hang on.
Yeah. Let's do
Golden Girls' real ages. When Golden Girls premiered, Blanche was 51. Oh, this is actually older than I thought.
Hit it.
B. Arthur was 63, Betty White was 63, and Estelle Getty was 62.
Okay, but it is still shocking. Nothing like this Brenda Lee thing is shocking.
I made a joke about her being, do you know how old she is? And the joke was she was actually 23 in this photo, because I thought she was actually in her 40s with
her
this old
voice, that voice.
And the voice.
Yeah, the voice is, I mean, one, it's such a cool voice, but two, this is a voice of somebody that like
has lived a life,
and there's character.
She's rocking around that Christmas tree, and she's seen some shit, you know?
Yeah.
And then I look it up, and speaking of loose jaws, my jaw hit the fucking wheels of our car. Like, she recorded that. Yeah. She was asked to record it when she was, drumroll, 12.
It's unreal.
She recorded it when she was 13.
And it came out when she was 13. It's
that photo of her in this like crazy hairdo.
Now there's no way that we can know if the photo was when she was 13.
Well, she's a teenager. I mean, knowing it and looking at it now, you're like, oh, that is a child in this weird woman's, like elderly woman's.
Like, I don't think there's any world where. Yeah, I mean, she's 13, maybe in the photo, maybe she's, because it says it became a hit a couple years later, maybe they redid the photo, who knows, but she is a kid. It is wild.
She is a kid. Now,
does she have any other songs, do you think?
Well, it really makes me wonder, what was the rest of her life? Okay, because back then, having a hit that huge, I mean, it became like an insane success. It has sold over 100 million records globally. Lee is now one of the most successful American artists of the 20th century. She was the second woman ever to top the Billboard Hot 100.
She's still rocking, and
she has had other songs.
She's a cute old lady.
Yes. But I'm wondering, like, how did this shape your life when you were 13 years old? I mean, it makes me think of, like, Shirley Temple and all these other young girls who had massive stardom back then.
Mm-hmm.
Before there were kind of, now, I mean, there are a whole host of other issues with like child celebrities, but at least there are some protections being put into place for them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Oh my God. There's a picture of her with, hold on. Okay. Hold on. The picture of her, there is no way she was 13, because this is a picture of her with Elvis in 1957 when she would have been 12 or 11.
What? But even, okay, seeing that, it's even crazier to me that that voice came out of that little tiny child.
So, Okay, Decca, which is like a really famous record label, despite being 11 years old, Decca issued her debut single, Jambalaya, on the Bayou under the title Little Brenda Lee, parentheses 9 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Really, really wild.
This is wild. Well, anyway, I found that fascinating, and I hope is a little Christmas trivia for anyone who's listening to their Christmas hit playlist.
Yeah, she was 13 when she recorded that song.
Unreal.
And crushed it.
Oh, yeah.
God, I'm sorry. I'm getting just like crazy distracted. Apparently she has some country comeback in the 80s. This lady lived a life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about some Doomsday shit.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Rockin' around.
It's that time of year where all this Doomsday stuff starts coming out because of New Year's Eve.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because it's a great time for the industrial prepper complex to make a buck.
You think there's a lot of money to be, well, they're preying on our fear, huh?
What?
What's the prepper complex selling us these days?
Oh, you name it. I mean,
name it. Big barrels of
even
food?
for
freeze-dried
idiots
food?
like me, like people, I've bought several like go bags that are like pre-packed with whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. And they just sit there. I mean, I feel like I went through one after the fires and I was like, oh, here's a sippy cup. You know, you got to update that shit. But then the fires happened and I was like, we did grab the go bags, but the only thing in those that I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we have this were photocopies of all of our documents and everything.
Smart.
But also I grabbed our documents. You know, it's like those go bags are a little bit, I don't want to say this.
But as Californians, you need to have your earthquake bag and stuff. The problem is, and we've talked about this before, is unless you're updating them every year, it's like you're going to take your kids' shoes that are going to be like 3 sizes too small.
And some granola bars that were expired 3 years ago. By the way, last night, we didn't even talk about this because I haven't really seen you. I woke up at 2 a.m. and it smelled like smoke. And I was like, oh shit.
Okay. Like
pretty intensely. And it was very, not super smoky the way it was with the fires, but it was like,
it smelled like that kind of smoke.
And I was like, oh shit. At first I thought, is something on fire in our house? Like,
okay.
And I went out and checked everything. Everything's fine. And I walked outside and it was a strong fire smell. And so it's funny you're bringing this up because last night I was going, okay, like,
mental checklist.
Yes. And also like, when would we get the text? And I really regretted when the LA fires happened, not like getting masks on the kid and just kids and just like getting up and getting to it in the middle of the night when we woke up in dense smoke, you know?
Right.
I mean, luckily we were okay and we evacuated and had time and they gave us plenty of time, but you hear those horror stories. I mean, obviously there were plenty of people who it just sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
So I went through like a full adrenaline dump in the middle of the night and was scared. And I was like, oh my gosh, where's the cat carrier? I was thinking all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It went away. I turned on
went back to sleep.
I turned on our air filters that were off.
Oh, that's why that one was cranking this morning. I was like, what is that sound? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, and it seemed to help a little bit. And then, I did kind of just go back to sleep.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. This is on, I don't think this is that reputable. Is the Daily Mail's not very reputable, right?
No.
That's not like the Guardian.
No.
Okay. And this is from the U.S. Assistant Science Editor. Which that's probably just like an AI thing, right? Like, aren't they more of like a British thing? Anyway,
yes.
Anyways, it caught my eye and I want to tell you about it because I love this shit. A comet has been predicted to strike the Earth by the end of the year on what a controversial religious leader called the last day of this world. The doomsday warning came from writings of Riaz Ahmed Gohar Sahi, a Pakistani spiritual leader and mystic who claimed that God was sending a comet to collide with Earth because humanity had strayed too far from spiritual truths. Now, what's crazy about these is these happen all the time.
Yeah.
And, when I studied cults in college,
yeah,
they never come true.
Yes. Well, we had that happen earlier this year.
With what?
There was a date a couple months ago. Do you not remember this? That the far right, like some subsect of the far right, was convinced because there was some preacher who was preaching was going to be the final day. And people were doing like insane shit, believing that they were going to like ascend to heaven and others, like all that shit.
Right.
Do you remember this? I feel like they made a joke about it on SNL or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
But anyways, this guy wrote it in a 2000 book. So
in the year 2000?
Yeah. So he's maybe like really crossing his fingers right now.
So 25 years ago?
You got it.
I'm confused why this jumped out at you.
Well, just because...
Like you're saying this happens all the time. Why are you saying it's so crazy?
What do you mean, why is it so crazy?
You said this is so crazy because this happens all the time.
Oh, I'm saying what's so crazy is it happens all the time and these fucking dipshit like gurus, religious leaders, priests, whatever, haven't figured out that these never happen. Yet they keep predicting them. That's what I think's crazy.
I think many of them are just opportunistic and see a way of getting attention and money.
Money, yes. But I think this guy wrote this in 2000. That's a long game. I think some of them believe it. Not all of them. Mm-hmm. You don't think any of them believe it? What about, let's talk about like the Heaven's Gate people for a minute again.
Please.
Let's talk about the Kool-Aid. And, they're cutting off each other's balls and stuff.
Wait, sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's Jonestown.
Yeah, I was like, that's not the same thing. You studied Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate, some castration going on, hoodies, Nikes.
How did your professor get out of the castration?
Oh, only a couple people in that whole cult got castrated. That was like some higher level shit, and a lot of people were like, "You can't."
Your professor at the University of Montana infiltrated Heaven's Gate.
Yes, and did a big study. Yes,
did a big study. The partner ended up joining.
Yes.
Did the partner die?
I don't think so. I think I would have remembered that.
So yes, let's talk about that.
Okay, my point being is they're always wrong over and over and over, right? Mm-hmm. But then I guess if we're pivoting a little bit with these cults, they will make these similar predictions all the time. And you see that in every Netflix documentary about cults. And that's when people can start losing faith. Remember the one with the lady who turned blue? Mother God? She made some
they were waiting for aliens to come and take them all away or something. And you can see in this documentary, they're clinging to that idea, but you can also see the cracks starting to show where it's maybe they're not. And justifying what went wrong. And the sad thing is the cults, if it was effective, the justification of why it's not happening is usually that the followers didn't do a good enough job of whatever the thing was that they were supposed to do.
It's a perfect hack.
Well, that's what predatory cults do, is that they create a problem for the followers.
Yeah.
And then the problem they've created, only they have the solution to. Mm-hmm. So it's this endless vortex of bullshit. Yeah.
Now, in these cases where it goes the distance, if you will, which that's a very horrible way to generalize it, but we think of Jonestown where so many people died, yes. Right? Heaven's Gate, not as many people, obviously, but still very tragic. And this is a question that we'll never be able to know in these cases where the people die. But how many people do you think actually really, really believe and buy in? And in addition, part B to the question, the leaders, are they 100% in? In these cases where they all kill themselves because they think they're going to go to the next place.
Well,
what do you think?
I don't think the leaders are. I mean, maybe in a few cases where they are truly mentally ill and they've bought their own bullshit, in order to keep the ruse going, they do. I mean, listen, they're mainstream Christian, Catholic, the miracles of Medjugorje, different things in Catholicism.
Yeah.
That seems like it probably wasn't real, but you buy into it. I mean, it's like confirmation bias again, where it answers whatever thing that you need it to answer to.
Right.
Now, obviously very sad situation, but there are plenty of, I personally know of someone who died by suicide because their financial picture was very different from the front that they were putting on to their family.
Sure.
And I think, I mean, I can't know for sure, but it would appear that they felt like the only option was to do that versus like suffer the shame and disappointment in their family finding out, oh, we're not billionaires. We actually are in an insane amount of debt that we'll never climb out of.
Yeah.
And I think similarly, spiritually, some of the leaders like who, let's say, drank the Kool-Aid or whatever, might have felt like they couldn't survive the realization from people that they were bullshit.
Well, that's what's so interesting to me is like the motivation. There's a scenario in, let's just make like a generalized event sort of, but that there's a cult leader that convinces some followers that they need to die to go on to the next realm. Okay, let's just simplify it that. There's a scenario where the cult leader may have been almost pushed to a breaking point, almost like you're saying, where there's like no way out really, except to like do this thing, because the alternative is to live in a world where people start believing you less and less and less, maybe.
Yeah, well,
right?
All of your credibility goes away.
Now, the other thing that I'm sort of intrigued by, though, is those followers that you think a lot happens in a group, right? And so if most of the group is like, no, we're following this guy into the sunset, we're going to do this, there's a pressure to join the group, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a thing that like, fuck, if I'm sort of doubting this and I don't go along with this, what if I miss out? Like it's a weird version of FOMO. Also, what if like, then they just have this weird guilt afterwards, even if they know it's bullshit. Like
well,
why didn't I stop it? Or whatever survivor's guilt is.
I mean, yeah, what you're talking about also like can be applied on a much less sinister level, but like it's like faith, right? So the whole thing of faith is that you have doubt, but you take the leap of faith anyway. Like,
right.
And also there could be guilt associated with doubt, although I think that's silly. But like it makes me even think about psychics and stuff. I do believe, and maybe foolishly, that some people, I mean, this belief requires one to believe there is something beyond this human experience and that there's something bigger than us that we don't know. For me, it's not religious, it's spiritual or whatever.
Yeah.
But like there's a soul in this meat shell that carries on in some way, some shape, form.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there are some souls in these meat shells that are more in tune and in touch. I mean, I happen to believe like all children are kind of more in tune and touch to that until they are like
in phase 2, 9
phase
to 32.
2. So I think there are legit people. Now, I think there are also the group of people who don't really have that. But look, we all have intuition and we can all kind of like feel a vibe.
Yeah.
And that convince themselves that they do and are so utterly convinced of it that that confidence can come across as real ability.
Yeah.
And that when they do a reading with someone and the person is hearing what they need to hear or trying to connect the dots the way they need to, that psychic, though, doesn't really have, I mean, they don't have something extraordinary above what just regular humans do in terms of like guessing and intuition.
Right.
And then there are the psychics who are totally predatory. They know they're full of shit. They're learning all the tricks. They learn how to con people. In some ways, I think they're probably the best at what they do because they know exactly how to, you know, I feel like Penn and Teller do a whole thing about this and like.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, okay, who's scarier to you? Let's imagine a huge mega church, okay, but an evangelical mega church, right? And you have two different leaders. It's two competing churches. One of them, you get the privilege of like interviewing both of them. And you're a hard-hitting journalist.
How'd I get that? Ooh.
Because you're hard-hitting and you won like a Pulitzer and like you don't fuck around.
Oh, yeah, I love this.
And the first person up is Jimmy. And you are like, Jimmy, I just have to ask you one question and you got to be honest with me. And they're really honest, okay? And how we determine that, I don't know. But I'm just telling you they're honest.
Okay.
And you say, do you believe in everything you preach? Or is this just a ruse? And like, you're just out here making a buck. And you have this like really cool way of asking the question because you're known for this. And Jimmy's like, yeah, Lizzie, you got me. It's all a facade. I am just trying to make a buck. And he's really candid and just owns up. Mm-hmm. I don't believe this, but I'm making money, right? Or the guy that you then interview, let's call him Billy, and he seemingly earnestly is like, no, I truly believe every single word that I preach and everything that I've prophesized and all of it.
It's always Billy.
It's always Billy what?
He's
Who's scarier?
Billy.
Right.
Because once someone is able to like suspend their, I don't know. And I say this as someone who has beliefs that are not confirmable in this human experience. And many people would look at and go like, what a fool.
Right.
So I don't fault anyone for having this, but I do think, I mean, you look at like the wars and the amount of suffering that just sheer blind belief and make-believe has caused.
Yeah.
And that people can do anything in the name of whatever, you know, God told me to do this, Satan told me to do this, whatever thing that they are believing and is so much scarier than someone who has their feet on the ground and knows what they're doing.
Right, right.
And even, I mean, I also think even like in a bigger, more horrific way, there's so many of these huge megachurch cults, yeah. We hear it across the board. Catholicism, Mormonism, everywhere. Every which way you look. All cults like have usually some element of sexual abuse.
Sure.
And that I feel like the people who are predators who are like, oh, I am attracted to little boys and so I'm going to become a priest. Because first of all, I get to like circumvent the whole I have to get married to a woman thing. I'll have access to families who trust me. Like it makes my life a whole lot easier to do this really fucked up shit.
Right.
Versus a priest who genuinely believes that what that action is going to send them to hell.
Right.
I think once you're like, I mean, and I have experience with this. I had sex before marriage and I thought, well, there it goes. Like, I'm going to hell now. I'm going to fuck everything. Like, I feel like a priest who genuinely thinks, oh, now I'm going to hell. I mean, which I do think that there's some sort of, there should be justice of some sort for hurting people like that.
Yeah.
Are more likely, and we see it in mega churches, we see it in like 19 Kids and Counting or whatever that show is, how the Duggars, like the older brother and like different people in that super conservative, weird, fucked up foundation have been doing awful things to like his sisters and other people. Because they genuinely do believe and then think so horrifically about themselves, it actually leads them to do worse and worse things.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going.
Sorry, that was a really long way.
No, because for a minute you were like pulling me in this other direction because I was like, I was with you the whole of like who's scarier between the two people.
Yeah.
But then you're like, but the people that like truly believe won't be like abusing children, and I'm like, well, that's good.
No,
but
I think that they will more so. Like, I think it's even more sadistic and stuff because they then self-loathe so much, and like the structures are in place to make you just like you're swimming in a self-hatred, fear, sin soup.
Okay, one last question. Very similar question. Now it's two women.
Wait, did you agree with me, though, that the person who believes is scarier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm going to make a point with this question now.
Great.
Or potentially we're going to find a new point. New scenario.
Together?
It's two women, and they're not mega church leaders. They just both...
How could they be?
They both just have like a really healthy new age business.
Great.
Okay? And like you've dabbled in new age stuff. You're open to it.
Yeah.
So Sarah, she is just fucking making a buck, but she's built a fucking empire.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Then Susie has built an empire too, but she believes in the sauce. She is all in. Who is scarier? And then also, who do you respect more?
Okay, this is such a great question because I am asking this very question all the time right now with my like Instagram algorithm because it's filled with astrology and like face stuff.
Sure.
So like there are a couple different like fascia release for your face or face exercises you're supposed to do or whatever to like keep your face from aging, quote unquote, naturally instead of having to do Botox or whatever.
Can we actually then pivot and actually, this is a skincare company actually.
Great.
So one lady, Sarah, is just making a buck, but there's big claims, right? That this is going.
Well,
it's
I
an
think I'm getting
anti-aging
this.
cream.
This is coming at me every day.
Okay. Susie, though, same thing, similar product, but she really actually thinks that this cream, like, is the answer to all things. Who is scarier and who do you respect more?
Okay, well, here's my question. It's going to really bother you.
It's fine.
Because I'm literally picturing Instagrammers and I'm like, I don't know who's who here. I don't think all of them totally believe. I think some of them are opportunistic.
And what do you want out of them?
So here's my question. Does the cream work? Okay.
I think, no, it has to be murky like religion. We don't know.
Okay.
It's a new cream and we won't know. We don't know.
Okay.
Let's start with who's scarier to you.
Well, who's scarier just for me? Because the only thing that can happen to me here is that I waste a bunch of money on skincare, which is like my full-time job right now.
Okay. Yeah.
This is every day for me.
Yeah.
So the scarier person is the person who is being opportunistic and knows this bullshit and is just taking some like low rent Jergens and bottling it and selling it and telling me it's the holy grail.
Okay, great. And
I'm going to lose more money that way. They probably are more savvy. They're more thuggish.
They're more
they're
more likely to fuck you over.
Yes, right. I'm like, here, take all of my money.
Who do you respect more?
Wow. I mean, ethically, obviously, I respect more the person who believes in it.
Me too.
Yeah.
But it's weird. See, I wanted to do this example to take out the religious stuff because you and I have very strong beliefs about some religious stuff. Yeah. So it's harder to it's scarier to believe the guy that like really believes
there are massive
and is leading
implications.
This huge things, right? But where if it's lower stakes, I'm like, I kind of respect the lady that believes in the thing more than the one that's just pulling the wool over my eyes.
Yes. And it makes a fool of me. She's making a fool of me. Now, can I tell you, right now, there are 2 Instagram accounts I follow, okay?
Do you want to shout them out?
No. One is about like fascia release and massage and doing these little things to your face. Now, both of them have like incredible faces, okay? The one who does the fascia release and the massage and stuff like that.
Loosens the jaw, you mean?
Yeah. Gets a lot of people saying, oh, you've had Botox. Both of them do actually get a lot of like.
And do they deny it?
You've had it done. They deny it. The one shows older pictures of her and her face looks very different. And she's like, but she'll be like, look here. I don't have a scar. Look here, blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
Now, they're both making a lot of money off of this.
And so to you, if it came out that it's a con and one lady has gotten the Botox but just figured out, but fuck, I'm going to lie and like I can build an empire, that is bad. Hard. That's hard for you.
Yes. Now, I suspect that could be the case for one or both of them.
Got it.
Now, the one who's doing the fascia release, though, is like a war because the other one does these like facial exercises where you're like, like you do like your cheeks are pumping iron.
Sure.
And you do this thing and this thing. And it's more like you're plumping the muscles of your face to make the skin lay a certain way or whatever. The fascia release lady is like, you cannot pump iron with your face. Like that is bullshit. Which is interesting to me because she has a platform where she could easily hop on that bandwagon and make even more money and have even more followers.
And so to you, it's adding credibility to her.
Kind of, that she's calling it out. Now I'm like, the other one I think really believes this. But it's interesting. It's like this warring, like how to make your face look
But
as, you know.
what do you, Dream of Dreams, want out of all of it? You want them to be just both right, and so you can.
Well,
have a
I don't know.
reason
I
to
was
do this
actually
stuff?
like, oh, good. Maybe I don't have to pump iron with my cheeks. Like that's one less thing I have to worry about if it's bullshit. But then I'm like, but if I don't do it, am I gonna regret it later? You know.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a real pickle.
All right.
That's interesting.
Well.
Good night.
Good night.